What is up? And I cannot stress this enough, my gamers. Welcome back to another JMarsons video. Today, we're doing something really fun. We are working on this bad boy right here. This is the Framework Laptop 16. And I got it a couple of weeks ago. I've been using it. I've been loving it. But we are taking it apart. And of course, the first step is to well, of course they won't snap back in when you take them out halfway. Unclick these and take off the lower panels. All of this is meant to be rearranged toollessly. There are options, or there aren't even options. You either pick whether you want a numpad in the box or spacers. I chose numpad because I like numpad. This also comes in the box right here. This is a screwdriver and with a little spudger on the back end. I didn't even know they had this. And everything is meant to be taken apart. These screws are even numbered, which I think is cool, even though I don't think it matters really which one you take out. I don't know if y'all can see the numbers. But yeah, I'm gonna get to screwing. I'm not gonna make you watch me unscrew all these screws right here because there's like 16 or something. So let's snap to when I have. And there we go. And all of our screws are out. Well, I thought they were all out. Almost all of our screws were out. There we go. And this plate comes off. It had one ribbon cable, which I disconnected in the very beginning. Some non-conductive tape. Surprised they didn't use this as a heat sink, even though that would probably make disassembly a little bit harder. These don't come in it. These are thermal pads that I put on for keyboard feel. Linus Tech tips recommended putting thermal pads inside to make the keyboard feel a little better, and it does. So I haven't looked at any guides for this at all. Before we go any further, I want to mention one thing. At 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be getting a tattoo related to YouTube. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but get subscribed. I'll document the entire process. Yeah. So I don't really, I'm not super aware of which order to go at this. I'm going to start with the battery because it's the thing that's just right in my face. Looks like he's got one of two, one of three, two of three, and three of three marked out right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see. There's a little pole right here. Wow. And that's really cool because it doesn't even have a ribbon on it. It just has like this weird connector that I've never seen. And I think there's a lot of components in here with ribbons, like the display. You see there's one up here. But they know that the battery is probably the one that's going to be most often replaced. And so they've got this easier connector on it, which I think is really cool. These screws are also captive, just like all of the screws that were on that plate, which I think is just cool. It's just really convenient not to be losing screws ever. I'm gonna go for these speakers next. Oh, these are not captive. Which, I mean, you can't have everything, you know. I'm gonna get a little screw tray going off to the side over here. So I gotta remember those are for the speakers. So we got this coming out right here. I got little rubber mounts, and I'm wondering, this is one of these that flips up. Yep, that ribbon just comes straight up and out, and it's got some little rubber cable routing things along the bottom here, which we are going to take out, which leads to the other speaker, which this speaker doesn't even have a ribbon, they just stay connected together. It looks like if one of these breaks, you're expected to replace both of them. You can see the actual base drivers in here. I think one of the weaker parts about this laptop is the speaker, which, I mean, I personally don't use laptop speakers very much. Like if I'm doing something with audio, then I'll have headphones. But if you really care about the speaker, then maybe this isn't the laptop for you. Just looking at what to go at next. We can take a look at this SSD right here. And one thing that I'm curious about, are all the gold screws exactly the same? And they appear to be exactly the same. So I just got to remember that SSD gets a gold screw. Of course, this is going to be exactly like your PC NVMe SSDs, and just like an M.2 right there, I got the 512. Very cool. And then there's a little slot for storage, and there's a slot for a shorter one underneath. Just like a little small one, which is nice, because what if you want to upgrade, you know? Looking at this next, I'm going to a little door right here. This pops out. That's the bridge to what would be the graphics module. I don't have it. I have the storage module, or not the storage module, just the cooling one that it default comes with. Oh well, that's nice. I like all of these little, you can't really see that because everything's black, but everything has these like tape pull tabs on it, and it just makes it really easy, because when I see one of those, I know I can probably just pull on it and it'll come up. There's no guesswork with these ribbon cables. Okay, nice little routing right there through, can't tell if it's like magnesium or plastic, to be completely honest. Looking at this next, you can see these snappy bits where the expansion cards, this is the securement system for the expansion cards. If I can get one out, that's what they look like. That's a audio jack. I got a bunch of them. I won't go through all of them right now. Looking at this next, we got these black screws for the motherboard. Looks like these tiny little text printed on the board. 1 out of 6 right there. And then down here's 2 out of 6. Just takes the guesswork out of, did I get all the screws, you know? When I pull on this thing, is it gonna come out? 3 out of 6. 4 out of 6. And if you look at this, I just noticed this. This little tape piece here is just attached to the frame, but this is for you when you put additional storage in right here. Also, I think this would actually flip up this top one as well. No, because it's under it. So the only purpose for this is that when you put additional storage in, and there's actually a thermal pad right there, which I don't know if it has plastic on top of it or not. It does not appear so. They just put a fresh thermal pad right there. So when you want to put in your extra like 1 segment M.2, then you can. Like, that's like just cool. Let's see, we got 5 out of 6 up here. Oh, I dropped that. Magnetic. And I believe this is 6 out of 6 up here, right? Yep. 6 out of 6 right there. Well, and I believe this like interpolator thing is gonna have to come out, which is giant screw. This is so refreshing, just to like have something that's clearly, that one's captive, that's just clearly meant to come apart, you know? Like, they're not trying to like freaking fight you when you're trying to it feels like you're fighting against the thing you're taking apart usually. This little interpolator thing that is not all the way out. There you go. This is what you gotta swap out. You gotta swap this and this if you want to change the graphics thing. all of which is like provided and easy. Now this should come up. I'm hung up on these sides. Oh, because there's stuff plugged into them, of course. Okay. So all of my modules got to come out. That's user error. Okay, now it should come up. IO modules, yeah, and I think I'm doing this in the wrong order. This teeny tiny little ribbon for the fingerprint sensor. Flip up the tiny black thing. Flip up this tiny black thing. And then the ribbon should just pull out. Don't know why it's glued to the frame right there. Then you got your fingerprint ribbon, so you don't got to worry about that. I'm still tied down. Oh, it's antenna. I gotta undo this. Everything is the same screw so far. I've not run into anything except for this one torque standard they give you in the box. That's insane. That's absolutely nutty. I think that might be captive as well. Wi-Fi module comes out exactly like your PC parts. Okay, this wants to tip back now. I need you to not do that because my PC monitor is right behind you. There's the brains of the operation. They actually make cases for this, so you can just have it as a separate PC. Very cool. I never took the memory out. Never actually removed laptop. I believe they're called SODIMMs. DDR5, 8 gigabytes. Yeah, it's just the spec I got. I got this pre-built from Framework, so this is the first time I've done any of this. There's another one. We can go ahead and get this out of the picture. And then this should just come out. Wow, it's light now. Oh, there are screws here. Okay. And I believe all these screws are accessible without even taking that first metal plate off. I don't know what. It seems like they've got screw holders somehow. And there it goes. That's the cooling module. Unfortunately, I do not have $400 extra for the graphics module. If you want to buy me that, then I'll put my Cash App in the description. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this Wi-Fi module, I don't really want to touch anything in the display right now because it'd be harder to film, to be completely honest. Also, I'm lazy. But that is 95% of the framework taken apart. I'm pretty sure this display is one more piece, and then there's like a There's a camera module up here. But I'm gonna start putting it together now. And I don't know if I'm gonna do a time lapse or just show it an abridged version. I'm trying to figure out how this goes back in though. There it goes. Slots in, and because of these convenient screw holders that they've given us, that's the only thing I can think of, like why these little metal pieces are here. The screws never have to leave the machine. We got our motherboard going in, Wi-Fi module, main board ribbons, fingerprint sensor ribbon, memory, interpolator. I hope that's what this is called. I've been calling it that the whole time. Just the connection between the fans and the motherboard. Interpolator cover. Motherboard screws. One thing about the repairability of this that I really appreciate is that all the screws are pretty short, which might not make sense, but in like technology like this, there'd be some things like the Oculus Quest 2, all the screws are like 2 feet long, and it's like, okay, like you're securing like an IO board like to the side of the plastic housing. Like I do not think I need to be screwing for like 20 solid seconds to like get this screw out. Like I think, like, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I appreciate it. Storage. Speakers. Battery. God, I love that connector. Oh, everything just turned on. Okay, well, final cover. You can see those thermal pads reduce chassis flex, or where there's not any, where there is one. Just makes the keyboard feel a little better, even though without them, I didn't think it was too bad. I feel like Linus Tech Tips blew that up a little bit, because he's got like a whole arsenal of keyboard nerds. As just like someone who doesn't, as someone who can type 70 on a good day, it was fine. I didn't really notice the problem before they pointed it out, and then putting in those thermal pads did make it feel a little better, but not, it wasn't like, without them it's not a deal breaker is basically what I'm trying to say. And there you go. $1,000 to whoever can decipher what I just typed. And then the last thing is these modules, which I've got them all. Just got to make sure to put the USB-Cs in these back ones, because these are the ones that can do charging out of. And where I put these is mostly arbitrary. There are some, like the audio, I like on the front left. But there you go. Framework, assembled and disassembled. You see, we got a light. Did I forget to connect something? I think I know what I forgot to connect. Okay, we're going back in. I fixed it. It was pissed that this wasn't closed. Wonder if it'll turn off if I open it. No, but you see that tiny little switch? This. It wanted that to be depressed, because it wanted to know this wasn't open while I was on, which is signaled right there. But yeah, anyways, with that said, I'm gonna close this all up. Y'all saw it closed before, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.